Edward? Edward?
Hiya, Georgie.
I'm not Georgie. Who's Georgie? Where have I heard that? Oh, you must be looking for the Den Bros.
Where's he?
You know, this actually happens all the time. I always get their packages. So they're 302 and I'm 322. You're just gonna take a right out my door, and then whenever the hallway splits, you're gonna take a left, and then the second door on the left. You know, maybe just knock when you get there. Skip the whole murderous clown thing. Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Tiffany, and this is the third look in my 4-part Halloween series. I hope you guys enjoyed the short film. Definitely make sure that you subscribe so that way you don't miss the grand finale to it all. And if you have not seen the other short films, I'll have them linked down below so that way you can see the nice little narrative that we're working out this Halloween season. Today we will be transforming into Pennywise from the 2017 It movie. There was also the second one that came like shortly after that, but either way, you get what I'm talking about. The newer version of Pennywise. First things first, I'm popping in these contacts. I'll have the exact ones that I'm using linked down below for you guys. I do currently have a referral link with Gothica lenses, so make sure that you guys check it out. As you just saw, I was super pumped whenever I put these in because I struggle getting contacts in and out of my eyes so much, but I got these in on my very first try because I am a champion. I am. It's true. Once the contacts are in, I'm gonna prep my bald cap. If you guys saw my Billy the Puppet transformation, you know that bald cap was unfortunately a little bit too small. So we learned our lesson, and I am using a Mayron bald cap. To prep it, I'm gonna warm it up just a little bit with my hair dryer, and then I'll stretch it a few times. After that, I'm gonna pop on my wig cap. I did use 2 for this look because I was applying the bald cap all the way around, so I wanted to make sure that my hair was actually secure. For this look, I wore the bald cap backwards just because we're going to be filling it up and expanding our forehead specifically, so I wanted to make sure that it was gonna work. And then before moving on, I went ahead and I applied Vaseline all around my hairline. That way it protects my hair from the Aide and liquid latex I'm about to be going in with. Because I was going to be building up my brow, I did block my brows mainly for protection purposes. To do this, I first spoolie my eyebrows so that way they're laying as flat as possible. And then I go in with a metal spatula and a little bit of Elmer's glue, and I do a very thin, light first layer. After that, I go in with a wet sponge and some of my translucent setting powder, pack that on after it dries. And then my first proper layer, I go in with a little bit more glue, cleaning that up with water on my spatula, as you see here if needed. Once that dries again, I go in with more powder. I'll repeat this a couple of times. It depends on how much I'm wanting them fully blocked. Versus for this, I'm doing it for protection. So if you really wanted them to lay flat, you might want to go in with a few more rounds. It just depends on what you're wanting to try to do. The brows are now blocked, so that means it is time to apply a forehead, or create the forehead. Create our head and the forehead. Create all of it. I'm gonna take that bald cap and I'm going to stuff it with cotton balls. With this, I would say just play around with how many you want, trying it on each time. Once I got a setup that I was happy with, I applied the bald cap, again, making sure that I have it on in reverse, just so that way I had more material in the front to be able to play with. Tim emerged at the perfect time to see the shenanigans that I was up to. With that wig, I did end up cutting it up into pieces to be able to style it for this, but I just wanted to get the idea of the height that I was gonna be working with. Once I'm happy with the general shape of it, then I start moving around the cotton balls that are in there, bringing some more of those forward to be able to help build out the brow, so that way there's not like a harsh line from what I've built out and like my actual skin. So taking those cotton balls in the front and kind of spreading them out a little bit is gonna help with that. I got Tim to help me apply some Prosthetic on the back of my neck to apply the bald cap. And then before sealing the rest of the bald cap, I unraveled a single cotton ball, spread it out a little bit, and I applied that with some Prosthetic along the area where the wig cap line is. Again, this is an extra step I took just to make sure that everything blended a little bit more flawlessly. When applying the bald cap, again, I'm going in with Prosthetic. I let that dry. Once it gets kind of clear and a little bit tacky, that's gonna be the perfect time to apply the bald cap down. You don't have to worry about the edges being super clean because we are gonna be building everything up with liquid latex and cotton balls a little bit later on. Once the Prosthetic dries, I cut off the excess of the bald cap. When cutting the spots for my ears, I accidentally went too far back, but again, it's okay because I'm covering all of this with cotton balls and latex later on. So to protect my hair that was now showing, I ran a glue stick on it. Now we are building up the brow and bridging the gap between the wig cap and our actual heads. To do this, I took a cotton ball, unraveled it, and then applied it to my head with some liquid latex so that way it would stick and I'd have that initial shape down. Once happy with that, I smother it in liquid latex. And whenever I'm applying it, I'm not really smoothing it down too much just because Pennywise does have a lot of texture on his head, so you can really use that to your advantage. After this point in the tutorial, something like really cool and funky fresh happens with my camera and my card. So we're just gonna like take it to Tiffany of the past to chat about it for a second because she was like really pumped when she found this out. Disclaimer, the tutorial will continue with some iPhone footage that I have, so that way I can kind of like bridge the gap between, well, you'll just see. Do you guys want to hear a fun story? Should I have the balloons? I don't know. I thought it would be fun and still make this feel like Pennywise tutorial, even though the bulk of this Pennywise tutorial, the files were corrupted. not the balloon just being like, yeah, just go and end the video. The next bit of footage that I have is me full hair and makeup, and I'm putting on the nose and the teeth. And that's it. I don't know what happened. I've never had this happen before. A few hours ago, I was still Pennywise and I had my little crew and we were filming the short film and they are absolutely amazing. We had the absolute best time. I hope you enjoyed the short film. Side note, we worked really, really hard on it and so I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you for being here. Please watch this video if you want. It's not that long. Hello again. Isn't that fun? Yeah, I've never had a card corrupt on me before. I had that vlog footage, so I just thought it would be fun for you to experience my dismay. But thankfully, I was filming a super long TikTok, which if you want to go see, at TiffanyLove_MUA. Link in the thingy, my bobber. Back to the tutorial though. So I continued building up that latex all on the bald cap, so that way it would have texture and it would look more like Pennywise's skin. If you look at the brow, you can also see where taking my spatula, I outlined a very dramatic swooping brow as well. You could just do this with eyeshadow, but I just wanted to be a little bit extra. So that way it was like he had that creasing for his brow already. Once our build dries, then I'm taking my Maron Paradise water activated paint in the shade white and I paint my entire face and head and ears and everything white. The thing that's nice with Pennywise is that this doesn't have to be super perfect because he is a clown first and foremost, so he should look like a person who put on makeup to be a clown versus this just being his skin. I mean, obviously it's nice for it to be smooth, but I think that everything just being a little bit undone and a little bit messy just makes everything a little bit more creepy. Which, speaking of, that moves us on to the eyeshadow. After I set my face with white eyeshadow from the Pur Cosmetics and Raw Beauty Kristi Double Sided Pigment Palette, I use NYX Cosmetics Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Black Bean to water and tightline my eyes, and then I take a fluffy brush and black eyeshadow and cover my eyeballs. Not my eyeballs, but like my eyelids and underneath. I want it to be the most opaque on my lids and right underneath my eyes, and then fading everything out. I also took a large pointed fluffy brush that you would use for maybe like bronzer or blush, and I applied that on my head to really make all those cracks and divots pop a little bit more and give us some shading. The most intimidating part is honestly probably drawing these red lines. So what you could do is take a gray eyeshadow and with a thin brush outline the shape and kind of play around with it first. After drawing on that guide, I took my Made You Look cherry paint, which is a red water activated paint, using a tiny paintbrush. I made my little line. I do want to note, I started with my lips first and got the shape that I was wanting. I did overextend them on the bottom, and whenever my mouth was relaxed, it looks a little bit pointed, but whenever I was doing that really creepy smile and looking down, that's when it looked the best. So whenever you're creating the shape for your lips, just keep in mind how you're going to be posing. I also went ahead and popped in the teeth before like coloring them and everything. That way I could also shape my mouth according to how the teeth looked. The footage I was most bummed about losing is with how I made this wig. I recorded all of it, and as you guys know, it is no longer with us, RIP. I took an inexpensive wig from Amazon. I cut it into 3 pieces. I hairsprayed everything up, and then I applied it with Prosthetic in those 3 different sections. Also, look guys, we're back. We're back to the DSLR footage. We're back in action. That gave me the general shape and everything that I was going for, and then I used Crepe hair from Maron Makeup, and I used that to be able to create a realistic hairline. I straightened all those pieces. Also shout out to Caitlin for helping me straighten those pieces because I was running behind. And with all of those straightened pieces, I cut them into smaller pieces and applied them to my bald cap using Prosthetic. And with doing that, that's what makes it look like this hair is actually coming from my bald cap because we don't have any harsh edges. I also realized I forgot to mention this. I used Beauty Bakery's Cranberry Stiletto liquid lipstick on my lips to deepen them just a little bit because his lips are a little bit darker than his nose and the lines. Going back to the nose though, he has a pretty clean edge on that. So I went back to my red body paint and drew on the nose again using my little tiny brush. For the teeth, I made those. I did film it, but it's more of like a vlog style moment. So let me know if you guys want to see that. But I used moldable plastic that was non-toxic, heated that up and just shaped it. I used a yellow tooth paint. The one I used was from Pur Cosmetics. And then I also took their scab blood, and I just wanted to have like a little bit of that like smudged on there, like he had just had a little snack. It was looking a little bit too intense when I first went in, so I took a paper towel and just wiped some of it away. And that brings us to the end. Thank you guys so much for watching my short film and tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Huge shout out to everyone that helped me create the short film. I appreciate you guys so much. If you guys want to see all the fun content that I made for Pennywise, then definitely make sure to check me out on TikTok and Instagram at TiffanyLove_MUA. I also live stream on Twitch, and I'm over on Twitter. So all of my socials will be linked down below. If you missed part 1 and 2 of my Halloween series, I'll have it linked down below and up above for you. Make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss the last look. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.